Okay, installment number 2 for the day. Welcome back. Um, I wanted the first content video to be about financial independence because I think financial independence for everybody is defined a little bit differently. Uh, I want to specify that I'm using the terms financial independence and financial freedom the same. They're synonymous to me. Okay, so there really is no difference in my mind between those two terms, financial independence and financial freedom. And as you peruse the web space, as you peruse the internet, you find that these terms are used in different ways and they're defined in different ways for a lot of people. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because I think largely financial independence and financial freedom are defined individually. You have to figure out what that means for you. For me, financial independence means that money has no bearing on me doing the things that I want to do. That's it. Um, Financially, I'm secure. And in terms of my finances, if I were to leave my job or if I were to take a trip around the world, or if I were to travel across the country to take care of a sick family member, or if I were to take 5 months off to donate my time to my favorite charity, that money would play no it would play no role in making that decision. That is financial freedom. Not necessarily that I can ball out, I can go to the club, or I can go buy 5 Teslas or a Maserati, or spend money frivolously. And that, again, that's for me. You have to really define what that means for you and then decide what it is you're going to do to make that happen. But it's really important to know what the definition is of that a financial freedom is for you. And for me, that's what it means. That money plays no role in the decisions that I make about my life and the way that I'm living my life. And so the next question really becomes if that's the goal for you, because a lot of people are okay having a career and working that career every day, working in that career in that space every day until they're 70, 80, 90 years old. That's fine. I've known for many, many years that that is not what I want. Even though I love my career, I love being a physician assistant, I love taking care of people, I love the knowledge and the skill set that I have as a PA, and I love the way that I'm able to apply that skill set to human beings on a daily basis. I enjoy the honor of taking care of people in that way. However, I know that I don't want to be a PA when I'm 60. I don't want to be a PA when I'm 50. I don't want to be a PA when I'm 40. I don't want that at all. I I want to have the freedom to move throughout the medical the medical space. Maybe taking a job here and there, maybe pulling back a little bit and then accelerating a little bit when I feel the need or the urge to. But working a set schedule every month and knowing that I'm going to be, I've got 3 days on this week, I've got 4 days on next week, I'm working at the clinic this week, I'm working at the hospital this week, and having that be an indefinite life for me is not what I want to do. There's too many things that I want to do, too many things that I want to accomplish in order to do all of those things, I know that I can't be tied down to a career. And so I would ask you, what does financial independence mean to you? What does financial freedom mean to you? And what are you doing to get there? What are you doing to make that a reality? Um, there are a lot of people within the FI community. When I say FI, for those who may not know, financial independence is what that means. Or if I say FIRE community, I mean financially independent, retire early, or financial independence, retire early, FIRE and FI. those of us in the FI community who subscribe to the ideals of being independent financially, having enough money so that you can do the things that you want to do, pursue the goals that you want to pursue. There's some people within that camp that will never retire. They will always have a job. They will always have a career. They will always be doing something, and they like it that way. And then there's some people who want to work up to a certain point, and then that's it. They have their money, they have some type of income stream, or they've saved enough, and they can just quit and they don't want to work the rest of their lives. They want to travel, they want to donate time, they want to donate money, they want to take care of their family or have a family. Um, and again, it goes back to the idea of you have to define what financial independence means for you. I think the starting point is lifestyle design, knowing what the end goal is and really identifying what that looks like to you. If you have to do it on paper, you do it on paper because it has to be so crystal clear in your mind what it is that you want the end result to be so that you can design and develop the rest of your life around that. The sad thing is we engineer life the opposite way, where we kind of fall into an occupation or fall into a job, and then we have to kind of fit family and friends and travel and donating of time around that. Oh, I work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So we'll sneak in at some time on Sunday for brunch. I'll go see a friend there, or let me take my 2 weeks vacation so I can spend that vacation time on the beach with my family. But I've got to work it around the time that I can go because I have a job. That's how most of us design our lives. And to be honest with you, it's not a design, it's just how we find ourselves. And I think lifestyle design should be much more deliberate than that. Literally, if it takes you pulling out a pen and some paper and writing these things down, that's what you need to do. And that's what I did. That's what I did. I think, and I'll tell you what my goals are. I want to be retired in the next 2 to 3 years. I want then to devote my time, and I have to admit I'm in the camp. I talked about the two camps: those who want to have financial independence and still work, or the folks who want financial independence and don't want to work at all. I'm of the camp, really, honestly, that wants to retire and never return to medicine again. I don't want people to think that I hate medicine or that I detest it and I don't like it. I love it and it has served me extremely well. If there's anybody who's interested in knowing more about becoming a physician assistant, wants me to talk about my time as a physician assistant, specifically in the emergency room or in family medicine, leave a comment, contact me. I'd be happy to talk to you about the job. It is a wonderful career. It has served me extremely well, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. But again, you have to decide what's good and what's right for you. And that's what's right for me. I think after a solid 7 or 8 years in the job, I think I'll be done and I won't return to medicine again. That's a scary prospect for me, to be honest with you. I feel like, and this may be a little much to go into in this video, but because of the nature of the job, it's not one of those jobs where you can leave and come back in a year or leave and come back in 3 to 6 months because medicine is changing constantly. And because of the skill set that I have and that I need to do my job well, it requires that I use it every single day. It's like a muscle. And if you don't use that muscle, it atrophies and dies. And it's like starting all over again. So I know that if and when I leave, that will be it. There will be no going back. And that is a scary prospect for me. But that fear um, isn't enough to prevent me or to stop me from pursuing financial independence. I I want to something that I want to do and something that I plan on doing within the next 2 to 3 years. Um, I I've outlined exactly what it is that I want to do with my time after I retire. Traveling is a huge deal to me. My husband and I, we travel quite a bit. We've traveled quite a bit in our time together. We last year alone we went to Colombia, we went to Spain. This year we've been to Canada and to Mexico. Loved it. We love to travel. We're very adventurous. I certainly want to spend more time traveling and picking up languages and reading, which I don't do enough of now. I'm more of a podcast girl. I'm not a big reader, but I would love to pick up books and just read just for entertainment, not textbooks about cardiology or ACLS or other medical stuff. Um, I look forward to doing that. I love being near the water. I would love to travel more and be near the water. Um, Certainly, as time goes on, I want to devote more time to my family. My husband and I, we do not have children, and we don't plan on having any children. But I live close to my family, and definitely want to spend more time with my niece, my nephew, my sister. I want to spend more time with them while they're young and impress upon them the importance of financial independence. That's one of the big things that I want to do. And certainly through this medium, through YouTube and through this channel, Life Executed, I want to spend more time imparting knowledge and imparting my personal experiences to the viewers at large here. That's how I plan on spending my time. I love to garden. I love taking care and spending time with my dogs. I love DIY projects. And I guess, specifically for me, the vehicle that we're using to achieve financial independence is real estate. And so a large bulk of this channel will be about real estate and to, um, what we're doing within the real estate space to achieve financial independence. And so I look forward to talking to you more about that in future videos. So I'll leave you with this a question. What is financial independence to you? What does financial freedom look like to you? You have to define that for yourself. You have to figure out exactly what that is, what that means, what that looks like. And if you have a family, you have kids, you've got a husband or a wife or partner, you got to discuss that with them to be sure they're on the same page as you. It's a big, big part of all of this. The second thing is after you've figured out what that definition is of financial freedom, financial independence, and what that looks like to you, you've got to develop a plan to get there. So, what vehicle are you going to use to get there? I'm using real estate. And right now, since I have a career, I'm using my medical career as a vehicle as well. Certainly, that's a huge part of this overall financial independence picture for me. I can't leave that out. If I didn't have that piece, the whole thing would be, it wouldn't exist. So, what vehicles are you using to achieve financial independence? And what's your timeline? Have you set a timeline? If you haven't, you need to set a timeline. And I would impress upon you the importance of setting a timeline only because I think a lot of people tend to procrastinate and push the goals back and back and back for whatever reasons. Whatever reasons. I think it's very important to have long term goals. Or, for instance, I say 2 to 3 years from now, I want to be retired. But within those 2 to 3 years, I've chopped that up into smaller short term goals. Well, within real estate space, because I'm a buy and hold investor, how many homes do I want to acquire year one of that 2 to 3 year plan? First of all, how many homes overall do I need to make that financial independence a reality? How much, and then calculating how much income that is per month that I need to survive and thrive. Because again, it's not life executed is not about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about killing life in every single way, doing the best you can in every single way, in every single facet of life. So, how much money do I need in terms of income on a monthly basis? How many houses does that equal to in terms of cash flow, rental income? And then on the shorter term, how many homes can I purchase that are giving me a set amount of rental income per month this year, and then the next year, and the next year? And then along the longer timeline, how long will that take until I'm done and I can say, okay, I've reached my goal? So set a timeline, Setting a long timeline is great, but a shorter timeline and several short timelines within that longer timeline, I think, is really helpful. It keeps you on track, it keeps you from procrastinating, and it keeps you motivated. It certainly has kept me motivated. So, answer those questions for you. Those are my answers to those questions. Real estate is my vehicle. 2 to 3 years, I want to be done with working in the medical field. What am I going to do with my time once I'm retired? I'm not going to sit in my house all day, I'll tell you that. It would drive me nuts, nuts. So, what am I going to do with my time? Travel, family, charity, donating of my time. I have a lot of side things that I do, and I'll talk about that. I'll have more time to do those things once I retire, more time to devote to perfecting those skills once I retire. So I really look forward to that. And then what's my timeline? Long term, again, 2 to 3 years, but within that timeline, shorter goals, shorter timelines. A certain number of homes within year one, certain number of homes within year two, knowing how much money I need to pull so that I have a steady monthly amount that I can depend on. And so if I've got that passive, semi passive, because real estate is never passive, don't let anybody tell you any different. If I've got that passive income available to me, then I can do all of those things that I want to do. And so I think the next video, what I really want to talk about in detail, and I do mean in detail, is specifically what I'm doing within the real estate investing space, and asking you questions, or you asking me questions regarding that if you're interested in real estate. If there's any way that I can be of help in that arena, I will absolutely love to do that. And until next time, take care. Think about those questions and make sure that you stick to the timelines. That's really, really important. And I can't impress upon you enough the importance of making sure that if you're committed to lifestyle design, that you write it on paper, plan it out, talk to your loved ones about it, make sure they're on board with it, and then get to the business of making that happen. Take care.